Dia de los Muertos is just around the corner, which means that the preparations are in full swing to honor, celebrate, and welcome back your loved one who has passed away.
And we want to hear from you. Share with us your must-have items for your ofrendas or altars, and also tell us a little bit about the people that you are honoring this year on Day of the Dead.
So we want you to submit those pictures at the link below, and we hope that you'll celebrate this holiday with us.
And we'll share those pictures and stories on KSAT News Now on Dia de Muertos or Day of the Dead.
All right. Welcome back to another edition of KSAT News Now and what you need to know today, Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday. Yeah, I see you're channeling your Matthew McConaughey there.
Yeah,
all right. Yes, it's Tuesday.
Well, there's a search warrant that reveals new details about the on-set shooting involving actor Alec Baldwin, and then a bizarre, smoky, and viral case at a Whataburger caught on video. That's
right. Plus, hilarious video proving that Alicia right here takes the cake as the scream queen of San Antonio and all of South Texas.
Oh, man.
And the latest notice from the Texas Department of State Health Services involving a popular marijuana extract in just a bit. But let's start with a devastating case, Alicia, that has gotten a lot of support from people across the state.
Yeah, this after a sports car flew off the runway during a drag race event over the weekend, crashing into a crowd, killing 2 children. There's video from that day.
Yeah, and just last night, people revealed the Mustang lost rear traction during that accident and actually slid across the track. Again, that video showing you right there before it plowed into an entire family not far from the finish line. 6-year-old Daniel Trujillo Jones was one of the 2 children killed at the Kerrville airport Saturday at that race.
His father and father's girlfriend are still in the hospital, but some good news, his 2 younger siblings, one an infant, have been released from hospitals. The second fatal victim, an 8-year-old has not been identified. And this case, of course, causing a lot of reaction, many really questioning what experience that driver had. Were there enough safety measures in place? What what other factors led up to this horrid moment?
Yeah, and Courtney Friedman followed up on this yesterday. We have a story on KSAT.com where she spoke to someone who was there, and it was actually just a few feet away from where this accident took place, and he mentioned issues with the barriers. Plus, you know, I don't go to a lot of these races, but you see how close the spectators are to this.
Yeah,
and so I think that was part of it too. It didn't seem like there were many concessions there, so a lot of different questions as the investigation continues.
On KSAT.com, one user, Brad Toppin, he commented, "This is the problem of having a race at a non-race venue," which is a very important point. "No barriers or catch fence to protect spectators. Reminds me of Europe, where people line the road to watch races, and when something goes wrong, it's a lot more than the drivers who get hurt." And in this case, 2 kids, and I think that's what's shaking a lot of people, knowing that a 6-year-old, 8-year-old both died there.
Absolutely. It's a tragic story to think that this family just went out to go check out these races and go be able to see cars. I mean, everyone loves to see these cars. You know, you see them drive fast, so it's always a spectacle out there at drag races. But unfortunate incident, and we will continue to follow the very latest when it comes to this drag racing crash up there in Kerrville.
Well, now to the latest in the investigation into Alec Baldwin and that shooting on a movie set in New Mexico. A search warrant is revealing more about the moments before the death of the movie cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
That's right. The LA Times reporting that the actor was practicing removing a revolver from its holster, and then he was aiming it towards the camera during rehearsal for the movie Rust. Then director Joel Sousa heard a loud pop. The director told detectives that the weapon was described as a cold gun, meaning it did not have any live rounds, but it discharged, and Hutchins was shot in the chest and Sousa in the right shoulder.
Hutchins, of course, later died. Sheriffs continue to investigate the handling of the gun and who should have followed proper safety standards. And this, I mean, I remember when I first read about it,
it was shocking.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, I didn't know if it was real.
Right.
This is just...
And you think about these prop weapons and everything that they use on set. Now, obviously, the investigation is still ongoing because they're saying that they're trying to figure out, you know, who handled the guns, and that there were these prop guns were on the set as well, and maybe there was a miscommunication as to which ones actually had live rounds, which ones were the cold guns. But at the same time, I mean, you think about the amount of movies and TV shows that are made that have, you know, weapons, fake weapons, and you never see this. And this actually happened a long time ago with Brandon Lee.
Yes.
He was a star of The Crow, and that's the last time I've heard about this. So it's been about 30 years since this happened.
This is bizarre. So, of course, we'll be keeping you up to date on that story as well.
All right, Alicia, switching gears this morning here. How do you like your Whataburger? Does your order include a big cloud of black smoke?
No, charcoal, yes, but not in this way. This is crazy. A viral video was posted recently on TikTok of a driver rolling coal into a packed Texas Whataburger. And this term, rolling coal, I had actually never heard of it until now.
Yeah, I actually took a straw poll here real quick of people in the newsroom. A couple of people knew what this was, and you could see right there from this video. Now, this has been deleted off of TikTok by the original poster, but obviously people recorded it, you know, shared it all over social media. It's been seen like a million times already. You can see a bunch of kids at that Whataburger, and someone just rolls up in there and blows this black smoke, exhaust smoke, into the restaurant. It looks like they were maybe after a high school game. You know how a lot of kids go to Whataburger. That's where they can hang out after a game. But again, so rolling coal, that is the question. Rolling coal is actually when the diesel engine on a large vehicle, maybe most likely a truck, is modified so the truck will exhaust out dark or gray clouds of smoke.
And some on, you know, Twitter, TikTok were asking, is this attempted murder? Right? Because it doesn't seem like they had good intentions. So that is another big question. Obviously considered dangerous, but the shocking factor, it's actually not illegal in the state of Texas. It is in other states, but not here, which is, all these stories have just been bizarre.
Well, of course, you know, when you talk about just the environment in general, this is obviously something that for the environment is very bad for that. But there are a few states across the country, I believe Colorado, Utah, a few others that actually have this as an illegal act. In Texas now, here you can report it to like the Texas Environmental Commission, but that's really all you could do. And again, I think, you know.
Do we know what Whataburger?
I'm not sure. It was a Whataburger in Texas. That's all that the poster originally said. But I mean, you think about all the stuff that maybe you do as a teen, and when you go maybe do like go mudding, you know, four-wheeling and things like that. And people always do this stuff, but this is the first time I've ever heard of this. This is crazy. And to do it
back
inside
when
a
I was
restaurant.
a teen, RJ, I was staying home and not causing.
You were mudding. You were in roll calling.
I wasn't causing a ruckus out in public, but. All right. A big change and some clarity in the world of cannabis. The popular cannabis extract, Delta 8, have you heard of it?
This is kind of new to me as well. I gotta say, I'm learning as you're telling me the information right here.
All right, well, Delta 8, it's an extract of cannabis. It's now illegal in the state of Texas, and this has been like a lot of back and forth. What could people do? You can find it as a vaporizer, gummies, all that. Users say Delta 8 gives them the high effect of marijuana, making it a top-selling cannabis product in the state of Texas. And again, there was a lot of confusion if Delta 8 was legal or not, as two state laws back from 2018 and 2019 legalized hemp growing. And now the Texas Department of State Health Services made a change, listing Delta 8 as a Schedule 1 drug and is therefore illegal.
Right, so a lot of back and forth on this, and we've seen in recent years that some of the marijuana laws have changed a little bit when it comes to cannabis and hemp in Texas now. Not fully legalized the way it's been in a lot of states, but one of those laws was the federal farm bill. Its definition of lawful marijuana extracts was recently changed to include any extract that has lower than 0.3% of THC, which is the main compound in marijuana. Delta 8 falls apparently into that category.
So very important to note that the THC is the main psychoactive compound in Delta 8. So that's why it falls into that category. But the saga is not over yet. A CBD distributor is actually challenging the state, and they had requested a temporary restraining order that was denied, but the next hearing is scheduled for November 5th. They'll have to have stronger arguments on why this restraining order would be put into place. But as of now, if you are a Delta 8 user, it is illegal in the state of Texas.
I was still thinking of Delta COVID. That's still sort of when I think of Delta. So this has been kind of a new thing to me. And I know these laws are always kind of changing and people are always challenging them in the state legislature. So this will be interesting to see moving forward.
Absolutely. All right. So a big talk this week.
Here we go.
It's feeling more like fall, or at least we're hoping it's going to feel
Not
more
right
like
now.
fall. Yeah, I know. This morning it's been muggy, it's been gross.
Oh my
Last week was
gosh.
sort of okay, and then gosh, it's just been getting worse and worse.
Yeah, guys,
Some
we were
relief?
almost at 90 degrees yesterday, which was close to record-breaking temperature.
Right,
And it felt like it.
And we were talking earlier, went out for a run, and then it feels like it should feel like a little bit cooler weather, but then once you start going, then you can definitely feel like
It's the
you're getting a little
humidity,
sweaty,
right?
and
It's the humidity. Well, I do have some good news. We brought out the pumpkin spice cast. Okay,
Awesome.
guys?
My favorite.
I'm going to let you guys try to be meteorologists here.
Okay.
Now,
Ooh, I've
we
always
go.
Tell
wanted
me
to be.
what you think the pumpkin spice meter will be. After.
Will be?
Yeah, will be after the front moves through.
Look,
Alicia?
because it's Texas, I think it's just going to be, hold on, warm, cool, chilly, a cool.
Okay, I feel like this is a game on The Price is Right or something like that. Okay, here we go. Contestant, let's see. You know what? I'm going to go. Wait, you went cool?
I went cool.
Okay, you went cool. I'm going to go cold.
Oh
Let's
my
go
gosh,
cold.
Wow.
both of you guys are so
Let's go
wrong.
cold.
Both of you guys are so wrong.
Oh.
It's going to be chilly.
I just
so
went, I
I'm
went
just
for
so
a home
happy
run.
that we're so wrong.
halfway through that, right? All right, so we'll have mornings actually in the upper 40s. So that's kind of chilly,
Okay.
right? It's not necessarily
okay.
cold. I guess it is subjective. So
Yeah.
I'll cut you guys.
But
some
definitely
slack.
no iced coffee or no iced pumpkin
Yeah.
spice.
I just want it to be cold in my mind, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
right.
all.
Don't we all?
But you know, today is not going to be cold
Yeah.
yet. Okay, so we've got one more day where it's going to be humid and just kind of icky and sticky outside, guys. We'll be looking at highs in the mid to upper 80s, and there could be a stray shower here or there, but really, the cold front arrives tonight. Okay, in the overnight hours.
Okay.
Can you spot the front? I'm gonna ask RJ and Alicia again.
Here we
to
go.
be
I feel like I'm back
meteorologists.
in class again or something like
Can
that.
you spot? It's
Spot
pretty
the front.
easy.
I'm going to say it's coming from
Well, I know.
this area where there's blue, and that usually indicates cold.
Good job.
That's right, RJ. Yeah,
Thank you
so
very
know
much.
it's 78 degrees right now in San Antonio, but look at the temperatures behind this front, guys. 40. It's Salt Lake City, Utah.
Nice.
So we are going to be getting this front, but there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. So I want to shift tones here just a bit, and I want to take you through the future cast and what we can expect with this front, because we're not just going to get the nice, cooler fall-like weather. It's actually going to be a mixed bag of weather. First, the chance for some storms, okay? So starting at around 10 o'clock tonight near San Angelo and across West Texas, some storms are going to develop. And then in the overnight hours, we'll see a broken line of storms move from Del Rio all the way to San Antonio, making it to the Alamo City probably sometime between about 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now with these kinds of broken lines of storms, ahead of it, you can get some pretty gusty winds, even potentially damaging gusty winds. And so because of that, the Storm Prediction Center has put us under a marginal risk for severe weather. That's only a 1 on a scale of 1 to 5, so we're on the tail end of things. You can see that the higher risk for severe weather is going to be from San Angelo all the way up to Kansas. So do you guys have any questions about the risk for severe weather?
Well, two questions. Well, one question.
Many
Halloween, we talked about the decorations, so this would be a good time.
To secure those outdoor
put 'em away?
decorations, definitely, Alicia and RJ, because not only are we going to have the potential for some gusty winds ahead of this front, maybe a severe thunderstorm warning or two, behind the front, it's going to get so windy. I'll show you how fast those winds could be potentially behind the front. This is a look at potential wind gusts behind the front. So right around dawn, we'll see the potential for some storms. Those will move to the east, and we'll actually see storms be out of here by the morning commute, okay? It's the winds, though. Winds will be from the north, gusting up to about 40, 45 miles per hour in places, especially west of San Antonio. RJ?
I do have a question. Yes,
Yeah?
I'm raising my hand
Yeah.
here, Professor Sarah Spivey. So does that normally happen? Do you get usually high winds when behind a front, or is it just because the there's been more humidity in the air, or is it just a combination of things? Or usually you do get winds with a front?
It is common to get these gusty winds behind the front because it's a separation between a humid, warm air mass like what we're seeing right now, and then a colder air mass, which is going to be coming our way. And the difference between the high pressure and the low pressure, that creates those heavy winds. Exactly. And so behind this front, those winds are going to gust up to 40 miles per hour. It's not only going to be a nuisance when it comes to our Halloween decorations, but if you're driving, the wind is going to be from the north. So if you're driving on east-west roads, particularly like Highway 90 or something like that, you're going to have to watch out for those high-profile vehicles because they might be swaying in the wind tomorrow. And then on top of that, something to keep in mind is that there is a fire weather watch as well for counties, especially west of San Antonio, and Bexar County may actually even be included in that. So let's take a look at the maps again, and you can see this beige color here. This is where fire weather will perhaps become a danger at 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow, because think about this. You know how sometimes people, when they're smoking, they'll just flick their cigarette butts or things like that?
Yes,
very easy for a spark. Once a spark forms, since it's going to be so dry and the winds are going to be so strong, it could easily spread fire, grass fires. And also, this is a part of the area where there's a lot of farming going on, a lot of controlled burns. Those could easily get out of hand tomorrow with the gusty winds.
I have a question about this. So not long ago, we were talking about the amount of rainfall. And if I recall correctly, these areas got a lot of rain.
They got a decent amount, yeah.
How come now there's, a fire weather watch for them when it rained recently?
Well, there is still drought conditions out there out west, slight drought conditions. So you got crunchy brown grass out there, easy to spread fire if those things catch on fire. And then on top of that, I mean, these atmospheric conditions, you get winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. That could easily spread a fire even if the ground is lightly saturated in places. So that's kind of the things that I want us to be on alert for. The storms right between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay, we'll be keeping you updated. We have that wonderful KSAT Weather Authority app that sends notifications right to your phone. And then the windy conditions as well. But here's the good news, guys. Look at the 7-day forecast, okay? After we see the front move through, it's gonna be great. It'll be windy on Wednesday, breezy on Thursday, but then morning lows will be back in the 40s by Friday and Saturday. Afternoon highs will even be in the 70s, and Halloween looks pretty good too.
It doesn't look spooky.
It doesn't look spooky at all. We'll be looking at high near about 83, and then right when kids start to go trick-or-treating, I'm thinking 70s for temperatures, maybe even upper 60s in some places, but low humidity, so they won't really be sweating in those costumes all that much.
Also have the Day of the Dead Riverwalk Parade on Friday right there. So that's good to know that we're going to have some really nice weather.
Bring a light coat, because I believe the parade is 7:30 or 7, and the
people
coverage
get there
is,
around 7. It's 7 to 10.
It'll be nice and comfortable when they get there, but then as the evening progresses, it'll get cooler and cooler.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, I feel like you just have you seen that Texas meme where it's like stick around in Texas and in 24 hours you'll see every weather thing possible.
It makes it interesting being a meteorologist. I'll just put it at that.
Everybody, Professor Sarah is available for your adjunct classes.
Meteorologist Sarah Spivey.
Meteorologist, yes, there you go.
I'm not technically a professor, but of course we'll continue to keep you updated on air, online, and the KSAT Weather Authority app. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Very
we
cool.
learned so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
That was good. That was great.
All right, so just because the weather hasn't felt, where are we? There we go. Felt much like fall doesn't mean we've got to miss out on all other things that make up the spooky season.
Oh man, haunted houses, gotta love those. So if you are a KSAT insider, you should have gotten this video. I can't wait to see this. I haven't seen this. I am a KSAT insider though. I have not been able to check this out. This was sent to an email earlier this week. Check it out.
record the heart rate right now. I don't think I had any left in me. Oh my gosh. That's terrifying.
Okay, I don't think I have any more eardrums. They're pretty much
I know.
blown out with
I
all that
warned you. I
screaming
said take the IFB out because
Yeah,
of the screaming.
yeah.
So that was at Six Flags Fiesta Fright Fest.
Yes, Fright Fest. What is it called? The Human House of Voodoo?
Yes,
What a name right there.
That is their
That's an
new.
amazing name.
So I went to I think like a total of 3. The first one was the new Voodoo, the House of Voodoo. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
And then the second one that you saw there, where I'm like covering my ears,
Yeah.
that was at the Slaughterhouse one. That was
Great.
both of them
Yeah.
were terrifying. I was telling you, I love scaring people. It doesn't have to be the Halloween season. So I feel like this was payback for all the years of scaring individuals. So
Yeah, and here's the thing with those haunted houses is that I mean, they're not supposed to touch you, right? That's the one
Yeah.
big rule that everyone knows, but they
and the other
always
big
still
rule,
freak
do
you
not
out.
do not
Yes.
touch them.
Yeah, and that too, of course. Yeah, don't touch the actors or whatever there, but it always still kind of freaks you out.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
forget that it's acting.
the one part that always kind of gets me when we've gone, my wife actually loves going to these haunted houses as well, is when they like follow you. You think that the
Yeah,
scare is over,
well-
and then they'll come behind you, and then next thing you know, they've been like following you. this
So
whole time.
that's kind of what happened towards the end there with the pig. I had stared at her for probably like a good minute
Yeah.
because I was done. Like my heart couldn't take it anymore, and she didn't blink. Her eyes were open, but she never closed her
Yeah.
eyes. So
Yeah.
that's when I walked by, and turns out she was alive and
Yeah.
well and scaring people.
Animal heads, those
Oh.
I'm not a big fan of those. Not a big fan of movies with animal heads, sheep, pigs.
Yeah. But if you want to get scared, there you go. Fright Fest, Six Flags, they have a total of 5 haunted houses. And then if you even want more, then while you're walking around, you'll find 6 scare zones.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
and crazy stuff. You look like you had a good time though.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we had fun. It was fun.
And everyone out there, if you want more content like this, you can be the first to get it right into your inbox, your email. All you have to do is sign up to be a KSAT Insider right now, and we've got quizzes there for our KSAT Insiders, a lot of cool stuff. All you got to do is head to the website. It's all free. Learn more about KSAT Nightbeat anchor Stefania Jimenez.
Yeah, so that's the big quiz for the week. Stefania joined our team about a week ago. Yesterday was her first night on the Night Beat, so she's taking over as co-anchor with Steve Spriester. We're
Right.
very excited. So we'll be able to learn more about her, ask her some fun questions, and she's just a fun person overall,
Absolutely.
great personality. So you'll be able to hear from her.
Yeah, so make sure you sign up via KSAT Insider and get this exclusive content. And again, we're going to actually hear from Stefania tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
So
she'll be
this
revealing
should be pretty cool.
the answers. So
Yeah.
go right now, sign up, take that quiz, see if you can, because she sent out an email with a Q&A last
Right,
week. So we'll
right.
also be quizzing you on
Yeah.
some of those answers. Cheat sheet right there. It's a lot of fun. You don't want to miss out.
Shouldn't tell him. No, okay, maybe help him out. Yeah.
Help them out. Yeah, I'll help you out.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up today's KSAT News Now. Thank you very much for chiming in and checking in with us. We've got more news coming up to KSAT News at noon. And of course, we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're going to be going tomorrow and then Thursday this week.
Have a good day.